Hi there, and welcome to the Modern Musician's Survival Guide podcast. On today's episode, we're talking about mindset and mindset shifts. What is a mindset? A mindset is a way of thinking about something. And as musicians, we often carry different types of mindsets regarding the different aspects of being musicians. And oftentimes, these mindsets are shaped by our surroundings and our environments and the different beliefs that have become mainstream in the classical music and in music in general. So some common types, I think, of mindsets that musicians might have, myself included, I also had some of these. For example, one of those which is very kind of difficult to get out of our systems is if I don't accept that gig or that concert or that project, then somebody else will. Even though the project maybe doesn't pay well, maybe doesn't even interest us, but we kind of have this fear of missing out and fear of if we don't do it, somebody else will, and we will not be asked ever again to do anything. One other mindset could also be I should be grateful that that presenter or that festival or that organizer invited me and gave me the opportunity and the chance to perform. Another one is if I ask too much money for a concert, I'm afraid I will not get booked for that concert. Most of these mindsets come from a place of scarcity, feeling that there's never enough or there's not enough for everyone. And to shift towards more positive, more constructive mindsets, we need to consciously cultivate the mindset of abundancy. Some examples of mindsets of abundancy. There are enough opportunities for me and for everyone else because the way I do things, the way I play my instrument, the way I sing is unique and only I can do it that way. Another mindset shift, very important for me, was we are not begging for concerts. We are equal partners in offering a concert experience. The organizers, if you look at it from a market perspective, the organizers and the festivals are the demand and we are the supply. Festivals and organizers need to organize concerts and we offer that to them. Another one is I know what I'm worth and I will ask for a certain amount of money, not because I am afraid that I will not get the gig otherwise, but because I know, because that is the value of what I'm offering. So I would like to talk about 5 mindset shifts that I think is very important to adopt when we are transitioning from students to professional musicians. The first mindset shift is the identity, from a student identity to a professional musician. We need to see ourselves as such and consequently act in that mood. Now ask yourself, what does it mean to be a professional to you? For example, I have seen an interview with Tom Hanks recently in a reel on Instagram, and he was talking about a director and about professionalism. And at the end of this interview, he said, there are 3 components to being a professional actor in that case. Be on time, which actually means be a bit earlier than the right time. Know your lines. In our profession as musicians, it can be know your part, know what you have to do, know what you have to play. And the third component for him was know what is going on in the scene that you are about to shoot. In our case as musicians, it can be know what is happening, for example, in chamber music contexts, what everyone else is playing. Or in an opera, what is the orchestra doing? What are the other colleagues? What are the other singers doing? So not think only about your part. For me, being a professional musician is about responsibility and taking responsibility. So I am the one who answers for my choices and for my actions. So yeah, if you think about it, a student has their teacher's guidance who takes a big part of the responsibilities. And as a professional musician, you take responsibility yourself. So this was the first mindset shift. So the second mindset shift is a bit shorter. It's your career path is your own, and you don't have to go the same route as anyone else if you feel that it doesn't fit. The third mindset shift is about money. And a future episode is coming specifically about this topic, and I'm actually thinking about doing more episodes about money and finances because it's something that doesn't really get talked a lot, especially among musicians. And I want to normalize these talks. So going back to the mindset shift around money, it is okay and respectful to be paid for your work as a musician. Know that you are worth and how much you are worth. The fourth mindset shift is about dealing with failure and rejection. I was listening to a podcast episode on Huberman Lab, and it was an interview with a person who was talking about the difference between being an amateur and being a professional. And one of these was dealing with failure and rejection. And he said something that resonated with me, and that a professional never takes things personally. If there's a failure or if there's a rejection, they go at it the next day. Not to say that rejection is not painful or that it doesn't touch us. It certainly does, but if you receive a no, for example, for your proposal to a festival or to a concert organizer, there might be 100 reasons why it's a no. Maybe it's too late. Maybe your program is not interesting. Maybe they're pivoting towards something else. 100 reasons that have nothing to do with you or with us or with whatever. So the mindset shift is exactly there. Don't take rejection and failure personal. The chances that no that you received are specifically because of you are extremely low. And the fifth mindset shift is about collaboration. We were taught, or at least I was, that sharing information or sharing sheet music or a certain piece or whatever gave you an advantage, and losing this competitive advantage was bad. And you shouldn't be sharing these things with your peers or with your colleagues. But I came to realize over the years that the best things, especially in music, are created by doing things together, by collaborating. There's an old African proverb. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So once again, the 5 mindset shifts that I think we need to adopt when transitioning from students to professional musicians. The first one is shift your identity from student to professional. The second one, your career path is your own, and only you know what you want and what success looks like to you. The third mindset shift is about money. The fourth mindset shift is about dealing with rejection and failure. And the fifth mindset shift is about collaboration. This is it for today's episode. And before we wrap things up, I would like to leave you with a question. What am I avoiding that doesn't allow me to grow into the professional I want to be? Thanks for your attention, and see you in the next episode. Thanks for listening to this episode. Make sure to like, subscribe, rate, and comment this episode. Subscribe to the podcast and send in questions or topics that you would like to hear about on the next episode. Thank you for your attention, and see you in the next episode.